Hi, my name is Tim Brown and I'm a web designer here in Minneapolis, Minnesota, in the shadow of the big skyscrapers. And I feel powerful today. I'm ready to help you out with some visual design. We're talking through what makes a footer great, and why are footers on websites even important, and maybe some things to consider including, and some principles of designing footers. So let's get to it. So we just got done talking about icons and stuff. We got Font Awesome. We got some Futuro line icons in here. And but look at this. Look at this website. This is full browser. What if it just like came down here and then it just ended? It would be way too simple in my humble opinion. So we need some kind of like completion. We need something to make it feel whole. We've got this kind of dark thing up top, and you know what? I want to include, if you're a painter, my painting professor in college always would tell me you need to add stuff all over the canvas. So if I had this dark area up here, I need a dark area down here too. And not only that, there's a couple important things to note about having a solid footer design. Sorry, I'm kind of doing this in the background. I'm making a rectangle and I'm making sure it's the same width as this other section, and I'm placing it down here. And my professor would always say that he wanted it to, to have, a little bit of dark here and then a little bit of dark here, so on and so forth. But I was also going to say you want to kind of complete the page with with a couple different things. You want to complete the page with a next action. You don't want to complete the page without giving them the next step. If you complete the page without giving them the next step, you haven't done your job as a visual designer. You want to give people the next step, because people aren't hiring us to make pretty things. They're hiring us to make effective web design. And trust me, you want to know how to make effective web design. Especially if you're here. If you're smart enough to be watching these videos, you're smart enough to make a beautiful footer. So I'm actually going to make two sections on this footer. I'm going to try this color first. I might actually switch it to dark blue, but I'm making one kind of a dark gray. And if you want to know the exact hex of my dark gray here, it's 353535. And the darker gray, I'm going to use this for like copyright and stuff. And I'm looking at the fill here. It's 262626. So fun. So fun, these two number repeating hex codes. Okay. So the truth is, I'm going to give you this, and then I'm going to give you one more thing probably to put above this. You know what? I'm just going to start that way. So I'm going to bring this down. This is not actually the way a lot of people design a site. They actually will they'll essentially design the bottom of the website without a next action. But what I'm suggesting here is actually a new section. So I'm actually going to grab something from PicJumbo for this section, because I want a photo. I have some photos here. Like I talked about this in the earlier videos, but essentially there's a website called PicJumbo where you can go and get these free stock photos. And I am going to just grab one from here. So I'm dropping it in here. I'm grabbing it from my files. You would have to go to PicJumbo and download one of these. But they're free, and you can use them in anything, so it's kind of awesome. So I'm resizing this photo to be the size I want it, and I'm just going to grab a sliver, because really I want a nuanced little background for the call to action section above my footer. So as you can see, I'm kind of getting the sizing down here. I'm going to make this canvas bigger, so I'm going to go Object, actually I'm going to go File, Document Setup, edit artboards. I'm gonna make this bad boy taller. And I want, like I said before, if I have one style, I want to create it again elsewhere. So I'm going to grab these two filters that I had over the background up top. I'm going to press Shift and select both of them. I'm going to copy them, and then I'm going to press Command Z to put them right back where I pulled them out. I just wanted to grab them essentially. So I'm going to go Command V. And basically copy and pasting these bad boys, and I'm going to put them over this background that I grabbed from Pick Jumbo. So I'm giving them the same feel. Hey, you guys notice that what we're doing here is we're taking a little bit of that, we're putting a little bit of that down here, taking a little bit of that, grabbing it and putting it down here. And honestly, if I added something here. It's not up here. Like this footer, really. I would want to include some of it up here. We do have black here. We'll see what we can do here on this footer and see how it melts in. Or I mean, how it works with the rest of this. Make this a little bit bigger. And I'm gonna I don't know why this line is here, so I'm just gonna fix that. So this filter is overlaying on the other thing, so I'm pulling that up. Looks good. I want to make sure these filters are all the same size as your background, so it looks fine there. Alright, so what is this for? I'm kind of setting you up with backgrounds before I give you anything fun, but I really want people to be able to take the next step when they get to the bottom of the page too. I have these call to actions up here. A lot of times what I'll do is I'll actually include this section with a call to action that makes sense on every single page. So I have the developer actually include it in the footer, the footer.php. Actually, the developer's me, but if I was working with a different developer, I would have them included on every page. But let's say we got this down here. I'm going to do a little bit of a different verbiage here. You need to be where the action is happening. But actually, let's say be where the action is happening. And then I'm going to put a little exclamation point because it's kind of a hack to make it feel exciting. Maybe that's not a good idea, but yeah, let's get rid of that. In your situation, you might actually, like if you're working on a bigger project, you might actually have a copywriter giving you copy. I like working a little bit on the copy when I'm working for a company while I'm doing this because that makes me more valuable. All right, be where the action is happening. Holy crap. Might be kids watching this video on YouTube. Holy crap. This is crazy. This is actually looking kind of nice down here already. So we've got actually like a full website almost. We've got this call to action. And you know what? I'm going to provide a quick contact section here. So I'm actually gonna pull out some fields. I'm gonna design some fields here. And basically what I'm doing is I'm creating a little contact section. I think I need to make this whole thing bigger if I want a contact section in there. So I'm actually going to pull this down. File document setup. Keep on making this footer bigger. I like big, juicy footers though. It's good. And then I'm going to use a button style that I already have. Remember, don't create 10 new button styles. Use the same button styles over and over again, and as many attributes as you can. If I could have made that work without making it bigger, I would have. I really try to keep my styles down to a minimum. I'm not trying to create as many styles as possible. I'm trying to create visual consistency. I can use this dark area as this dark color that we came up with earlier as the background here, and we'll see how that looks. I don't know. We'll see. But let's get in a little bit of text here. Let's say name, and we're going to say name, email, and message. I think we need this text smaller. So I'm actually going to use this size and this color. Well, ooh, that looks nice. Hey, that looks nice with a little kind of dropped back text color on this form. So name, email, and your message. So if somebody wants to send a quick message on that page, I'm giving them the option to right there. It's a nice little way to give people that option as quickly as possible to send you a message. We really want things to be as easy as possible for people to do. Send a quick message. So this is an option on the footer. You want, no matter what, you want to have some very obvious ways to contact. You want to have, I'm going to change to send a message here. You want to have the things that people are going to want down there are like social elements and things like that. So I'm going to go ahead and create some social icon things here. See how this looks. I'm just going to do squares and then do the icons. So let's say we have 3. I'm going to do the align. And probably should distribute those bad boys too, huh? I press align and then distribute objects, and I'm going to do horizontally distribute the center so that they're all equally spaced apart. And so here's a couple things. You can include the map down there, or a map to the business. You could include the contact information like the address. So let's say business address 2184 and what would we say, like what's it, Johnson Street, and unit 12, let's say Minneapolis, Minnesota 55408. Okay, so we've got this kind of business address going on down here. I think we'd want to drop it back a little bit. I like this text here. You want to have a little bit of hierarchy. So let's give it a title down here as well. Let's use one of these title conventions that we already have. So this is our small title. So I'm going to use that down here. I'm going to say contact information. So like I said, things like map, things like address, I'm going to change that text to white. I just feel like that blue looks good on the icons, but maybe not on the other stuff. So contact information, character. I'm going to make this piece bold. I'm trying to essentially make it a little bit more interesting down here. So this would be actually the business title. And then I'm giving kind of a not real address. This feels a little too prominent to me. I'm going to bring that down a little bit. Make it. We want to decrease contrast if it feels like it's too prominent. This is really a side note, but we just want the side note to be classy, right? We want to give a big action, and then we want some side notes down here that are kind of always available for somebody. People expect that address there. They might also expect the phone number. So 218, I'm making this up, 891 2397. All right, so we've got the address and phone number down here, and we still need to create these social icons. So what I'm going to do here, we learned icons last video. Feel free to check it out if you didn't. but we had downloaded the Font Awesome. So I'm going to go here and Font Awesome. We downloaded and installed Font Awesome, and then it has the social icons here. So I'm going to go ahead and find a more common social icon, like, say like Instagram or something. Where are these bad boys? Okay, let's go with what is available here. Dude, you're gonna have to edit some of this out. Just this part where I'm looking for social icons. Okay. Yeah. So let's say that a common icon for your company, let's say Twitter. I'm gonna make that one white. Put it in here. I think it needs to be a little bit bigger. What do you think? All right, let's go up to 28 and pop that sucker in here. And then we've got, say, another common one, Facebook, and another common one. It's another common social one that's easily available. I feel like LinkedIn or maybe Instagram would both be good. Let's go with LinkedIn for the time. And then we need to center those in the box. So I'm gonna get in nice and close and kind of center those right inside that box. You know, literally what's crazy is we're literally almost done with the homepage design right now. And it's been like, what, an hour of me showing you how to do this stuff if you watched all the videos. And we've got a website going on right now. Look at this. It's crazy. This is like a full website. It's amazing. So I kind of just want to demystify this stuff for people because I think it's not that crazy. Yes, some of the little things along the way you will have to kind of learn finesse. But to get up and running, you could do this fairly quickly. And I remember when I first started to do visual design, and I wanted to intern for somebody, and they said, "Can you just design me something?" And it was really bad, truly horrible. But and I didn't have the skill yet. But I wish that I could have gone through some videos like this, and somebody would have just kind of walked me through some of these basics and these visual design conventions that are going on right now. Currently, this is like, it's 2017, but like this is gonna be good material for the next couple of years, and you can check out how somebody who does it in the industry in a relatively quick amount of time, and that's what I'm trying to shoot for here. So I'm gonna do copyright down here, copyright 2017, Social Wonders Inc. I don't know, whatever this supposed company is. So I'm copywriting it down here, and so on and so forth, kind of cleaning up some of these things along the way. I think what I would do here in this middle column would be a map. So for the time being, what I'm going to do is I'm going to say, let's see if this is a real address. That'd be funny, right? 2014 Johnson Street, Minneapolis. I hope it is, because that would be amazing. Johnson Street Yoga. Awesome. All right, so I'm going to look at this. And really, if I was to screenshot this map, the developer might include the actual map so somebody could kind of move it around and stuff like that. But for the visual design purposes, obviously, we're not going to be doing that. We can't embed a map in Illustrator. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to kind of zoom it out to where I think it should be zoomed. And I'm going to include kind of some of these cross highways, and I'm just going to screenshot that section in a way that I think is appropriate. It's kind of showing context, and one of the great things about including a map like this in the footer of a website is that you are actually giving people kind of a reason to trust this business. If they actually have a specific real location, it feels more trustworthy to people. So that's something to think about. and why I think it's worthwhile. I want to see if we can make this the same size as some of these other things, so these can fit in columns. You know, you want to weight these. You want to weight these items, so maybe you actually want this bad boy to be on this far left column. I don't know. We're gonna try a couple things. I'm gonna try to scoot these in. Truth is, I'm just shooting for 1/3, 1/3, 1/3. Ideally, I'd kind of overlay the grid here. I think we're a little too deep for that at this exact moment, but if you overlay the grid and see where the things are, let's go with map here. Yeah, I feel like this one should be on the left because of its visual prominence, but for the sake of time, I'm gonna leave it here. And honestly, what I would do here is, if I was to spend a little bit more time on this, I'd probably put a title up here above this contact form and say something like, send us a message now. But obviously, that will take a little time. And I just wanted to give you the kind of key concepts of creating a footer and types of things that you might include. So for the time being, one other thing that I'm going to do here and show you what I'm doing is I'm making a rectangle over this map. I'm going to make this rectangle black, and I'm going to go to Window, Transparency, and I'm actually going to make this thing saturation. Oh, sorry. I'm going to make the box over the top white. So I'm going to make the box over the top white, and I'm going to go to transparency. I'm going to press saturation because I wanted to grayscale out this map. I think that it looks classier down here in the footer while it's grayscale. And so there you go. There's with a footer here. What are some other things that I would include on this visual design to be more compelling and to help people do business with this company? Well, you're just going to have to watch the next video. See you there.